Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're having a great day. Hope you're ready for a great stream. How was your day yesterday? Good, I hope. Good to see you. Got an exciting stream today. Again, diving a little bit more into the Kiely Rodni case. I don't know why this topic was making such big headlines this weekend. Really, we take the day off Sunday from streaming. We did stream actually over on the Movement Church YouTube page. This logo here, Movement Church. We had a church service yesterday, so we actually did stream about that. But we didn't stream about Kiely Rodni. I take a day off. Everybody's talking about like this secret cremation service. We actually talked about this on this channel. Like we actually said that we had someone on the inside tell us that she had been cremated several days ago. And so I don't know why, like all of a sudden now this is hitting the news when we've been reporting on it for several days, but I'll read you that article. And there's several more things that I want to cover with you guys today involving the Kiely Rodni case. So I'm really excited about that. I'm excited to be even more than that back together with my people. We always say we're a community of contributors here, and I'm so glad that I get to partake in that. I'm still traveling. We just wrapped up our beach retreat. So we had a beach retreat for anybody who's a part of the channel, especially for the Movement Church people. It was a spiritual retreat. We talked about the Bible and things like that, and we were able to actually pay for the housing and stuff for people who came. It was an amazing time. It was an amazing time. And so we had like a lot of like stuff we had to do after folks left. And so my family and I, we are still here. We're not leaving until tomorrow, but we'll be back on the road tomorrow. And so I'm in the hotel. We're in a hotel room, and I'm actually sitting on the bed. I've never streamed from sitting on a bed before, but there isn't a desk in this room. So this is all I got. But I'm glad that I'm able to stream. I'm grateful for that. And it seems like the Wi-Fi is working okay. So it looks like it's going to end up being a pretty okay stream today. I wanted to just say thank you so much for tuning in and coming to you from Panama City Beach. We definitely need to be praying for the people that are in path of that hurricane, and maybe that hurricane will die down. It's not looking so hot right now, but we'll definitely be praying for those people. I'd love to know though, where are you watching from? Southern Gal Jen 2, thank you so much for that super sticker. Trish, thank you for that super sticker. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Just so excited to be on the stream with you guys today. Every single super chat, super sticker, all of that makes such a big difference. So Trish, I really appreciate it. Just want to say thank you. You too, Southern Gal Jen. And Southern Gal Jen, your big tip on that picture helped this channel quite a bit, because it had me really thinking, and I had reached out, like we had said, to that officer. We ended up having a conversation, and we played part of that conversation the other day, and it's been a point of conversation for a lot of different people involved in this case. And so I wasn't even tracking any of that stuff. So I just want to take a second and say thank you so much for that. And one of the best ways that you guys can support the channel is just by hitting the like button or subscribing if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. Those are really simple, easy, and free ways to help us. We are completely crowdfunded, which means it takes all of us together doing together what we cannot do alone. And so when you send a super chat, super sticker, it's so helpful. People always ask, what are other ways we can give? PayPal, Tyler Feller, CashApp, $ Tyler Feller 22, or Venmo at Tyler-Feller. Those are great ways that you can support as well. Now let me see where people are tuning in from. We're a community of contributors, not just content consumers. And so if you're just here to see the latest news clip, you're probably at the wrong channel. But if you're here because you actually want to be a part of something that's bigger than ourselves, then we'd love to have you. You can join our community by clicking the little join button. It's an invitation for you to be a part of our Feller fam. And we have such an amazing group of people who actually care about each other and pray for each other and uplift each other, encourage each other, send gifts in the mail. I mean, we just have literally the best group of people you can possibly imagine. Hey there in Kentucky, Arkansas, Pennsylvania, St. Louis, Pennsylvania. Great to see you. 1949 Mercury in New Mexico. I didn't know cars could have their own YouTube names, but apparently yours does. Fly Girl in Long Beach, good to see you. Hey, Kathy in Canada, and Jean in Massachusetts. Steph, great to see you. Conway, Arkansas. Hey, Brandon, hope you're having a great day, man. Las Vegas, I've spent some time in Las Vegas doing some ministry work. It's a great city. I actually really enjoy my time in Las Vegas. North Carolina, South Carolina. Great to see you, Jonesboro, Arkansas. Hi, good to see you in Jonesboro, Arkansas. I'll be preaching in Paragould in a couple of weeks, about a month from now, October 23rd. Searcy, Arkansas. Good to see you. Florida in the house. Ohio. New Zealand. Wow. New Zealand, huh? New Hampshire. Great to see you. Kansas. Ireland. West Virginia. Great to see you guys. Hope you're having a great day. Nashville, Tennessee. That's where I live. Nashville, Tennessee. That's my hometown. Louisiana, Idaho, Seattle. Great to see you. Kentucky. I'll be preaching in Kentucky in November. Arizona. Vancouver. Great to see you. Texas. Great to see you. Thank you guys for tuning in. A little Idaho. Might be little, but it's a very important state. It's a very important state. We have people in the Feller fam, Seashells, where Amy Heights, one of our mods, makes a map of everybody who joins the Feller fam as a part of our community here. And we have people in all 50 states and in 16 countries, believe it or not. So we actually have a map. Okay. Ooh, I didn't mean to clap that loud. Sorry. You guys ready for some good content? Do I look sunburned at all to you? I've been in the sun today. Been a little bit in the sun today. Speaking of the sun, people say, oh, the Sun is a tabloid. We can't trust what the Sun says. Talking about this news agency called the U.S. Sun. I don't know. I guess maybe they're a little tabloidy. Maybe they're a little clickbaity on their titles. But they actually write some articles that are backed with journalistic integrity from my perspective. And so I've seen them talk about, for example, Jagger. And they said Jagger was cleared. By the way, people are so silly. So silly. I was reporting on that Jagger story, and I'll put a tweet up in just a bit from Jennifer Coffindaffer where it's again just confirming law enforcement has confirmed. Several YouTube creators have independently confirmed that statement was a true. Jagger's completely confirmed, has nothing to do with this. I don't even know why that's like even a point of conversation. Someone literally, I guess this is the kind of silly things that happen. Someone literally put a comment section that said, Jagger must have given you a nice donation. That's what they said. Like just reporting on the news and the facts of this case. It's like, oh, they must be paying you to report on the facts of this case. How silly is it? How silly is it? Somebody else said that I'm a stupid person and I'm going to go to hell because people are sending super chats on here. So just a lesson. If you don't want to watch this channel and you don't like the way we cover stuff, you can leave. You don't have to be a part of it. Nobody's forcing anybody. Nobody's forcing anybody to send a super sticker, super chat. If you want to, you're welcome to. You don't have to. But it's completely out. Like, what's more atrocious than us celebrating and honoring people who send super stickers and super chats are comments like that. It's like somehow they have the moral high ground. So, anyways, let's get back to this article. So, the Sun has some journalistic integrity, at least in this Kiely Rodni case. And I think in the Gabby Petito case, they had some clickbaity titles, but a lot of the things that was talked about, they actually backed it up. So, oh, Funny Farm in Texas says, you know where we're coming from, LOL. I'm guessing Texas. Thank you, Funny Farm in Texas, for that super chat. Final farewell. Kiely Rodni has been secretly cremated. His cause of death remains a mystery amid murder conspiracy, which again, guys, this is something we've been talking about. It's not necessarily a secret. I don't think it was ever intended to be secret. Kiely Rodni has been cremated as the family said a private goodbye to the tragic teen before her memorial this month, the sources told exclusively The Sun. The 16-year-old was found in her submerged car in Prosper Reservoir almost 2 weeks after disappearing last month, and her cause of death has not yet been released. And now a source close to the family has told The Sun there will be no funeral. She was cremated, hence why we had that memorial. They added that despite conspiracy theories, Kiely Rodni was murdered. They feel her death was an accident after she was last seen intoxicated at the end of the school party. So again, guys, this is just another source from the family that it seems like is continuing to say that they believe Kiely Rodni had unfortunately just took a wrong turn and ended up in the lake. It's almost like by saying that they're coming out and saying that the tow truck driver's testimony is not true, right? You tell me what you think. Do you think it was foul play or do you think it was an accident? Go ahead and put it in the comment section. I'm going to take a little bite of a beef jerky. I'm going to read comment section. Tell me, you think it was an accident or foul play? And if you have a really good reason why you think it's an accident, I want to hear it. And if you have a really good reason why you think it was foul play, I want to hear that too. Pretty much all of you guys are saying foul play. That's an interesting point, Edward. But I don't know if it's true because, like in the case of Gabby Petito, it wasn't an accident and she was cremated. Karen, thank you for that super chat. You said this case gets weirder and more twisted by the day. Bingo. You got that one right. The way the police handled this case is criminal. A lot of people think that. There's just too many people who think it's foul play for me not to at least think that that is overwhelming majority. How are you guys going to handle it if they come out in a couple days and say it was an accident? But I had this thought about the tow truck driver's testimony, right? Because I was listening again to the tow truck driver's story. I was watching another YouTube channel today. Or actually, I was listening. I was sitting on the beach, listening to it. And I got like sand on my hat. Sitting on the beach, listening to it. And man, it was interesting. Just thinking through that testimony again. And he specifically said 1 week later, he saw the flyer whenever he was in a cafe or something like that. And then he immediately went and told the detective. So two things either happened. The detective just completely didn't believe him, one, or two, the detective went and got the footage, completely investigated it, and was like, that's not Kiely's vehicle. That's not Kiely. And the reason why I think that, and you guys can tell me what you think about it, it just made me, and the commentary was about like if the car was a neutral, and I wasn't even about what I'm thinking of. I just happened to listen to the guy tell his story again, and I listened to it at 1.5 times speed. And if you listen to people sometimes faster or slower, you just pick up on different things. And so there's a part of it that stuck out to me this time that hadn't stuck out to me before. And he said, I saw it in the cafe or whatever, like a week later. And then he said, I instantly went and talked to a detective and told them everything that I knew. And then he said, and then I saw you guys in the town, and now I'm telling you what I know, which I thought was, okay, it's an interesting little, tidbit about all of that. Anyways, if what the tow truck driver said was true, then on all of the press conferences and things like that, they would have said Kiely, when she was missing and they thought she was abducted, they wouldn't have said Kiely was last seen at the party. They would have instead said Kiely was last seen at Boca Reservoir at 11 a.m. on Saturday. They would have had no reason to withhold that information from us, right? Why would, if they've had that information since 1 week into Kiely Rodni being missing, why would they withhold that information from the public? That's the new sort of like thinking that I have. Like if the tow truck driver went instantly to police, they wouldn't have continued to do those press conferences and said Kiely was last seen at this party. They would have said breaking news, Kiely was last seen at Boca Reservoir. Tell me what you think. It just made me feel like the testimony was inaccurate. Hey, Miss Lacey J, thank you for your super chat. You said, Tyler, you don't do drama, so they try to pull on you. I know. Why do they do that? It broke my heart to hear people say rude things. Don't let them get to you. I say foul play. I try not to let them get to me. I don't understand the point of it. Like, why are they trying to rain on my parade? We're happy over here in our own little corner, doing our own little thing. And yet, anyways, it just doesn't make sense to me. We don't ever go after anybody, so I don't know why they're doing that to us, but it just is the way it is. And you say, I say foul play. I think everybody's saying foul play. I love the September 26th, 9/26. Today, it's a great day, September 26th. Thank you for your super chat, Miss Lacey J. Joan, you said there is no going to hell for super chats. I agree. I don't know why they would say such a stupid thing to me. Okay. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on what I'm saying about the super chat thing. I mean, not the super chat thing, about the testimony thing. Like, would they not come out in the press conference and say Kiely was last seen at Boca Reservoir if they had that on good record? Thank you, Taryn, for that super sticker. Really appreciate it. Rebecca, thank you for that super chat. You said, I don't know if they did any updates after a week. Also may have taken a few more days after that to investigate. The pressers stopped around then. Okay. Just seems like vital information. Let me go look and see when the press conference was. The last press conference was. Kiely Rodni press conference. They did a press conference on the 15th. She went missing on the 7th. So around day 8, they quit doing press conferences. Good point. Thank you for that. Maybe that's why they quit doing press conferences, Rebecca, now that you're thinking that. It's a good question. I have a question. It's like, when exactly did the tow truck driver, AAA driver, roadside assistance guy, whatever he is, come out and say that? Thank you for your super chat, Rebecca. Hope you're having a great day. Hey, Marlena, you said if it's an accident, where's her phone? Another great point. Unless it's just like floated deep, like, the window was down and there's a chance that a few items in her car floated deeper down into the lake. It's the only thing I can think of. Covered in mud a couple feet. Is there such thing as an underwater metal detector or phone detector or something like that? I could go take it down. Good question. I like your little flag. That's a red flag. Thank you for your super chat. Hey, Southern Gal Jen. You said they can try to rain on our parade, but the Lord has given us our graceful umbrella. It's a great point. That is a great point. Thank you for your super chat. And it's a great point. Southern Gal Jen. Hey, Stella. You said let's do a poll. Is the poll whether or not the tow truck driver's testimony is legitimate? Is the roadside assistance story, guys, story valid? All right, I did it. Got you. I got you, Stella. Hashtag no troll zone. Felt like there was a chat I was trying to see and it just disappeared on me. Hey, Patty, thank you so much for that super sticker. Really appreciate your support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hope you're having a great day. Mm. 75% of you guys say yes. Tow truck driver story is valid. Hey, Karen, you said, Tyler, did you know the sheriff is also the coroner and the administration officer? I knew he was also the coroner, but I didn't know he was also the administration officer. But Brian, this guy Brian, who's on this channel quite a bit, actually sent me his salary at one point. But is it the Nevada County? That's what I never could figure out. Like, it's the Nevada County sheriff, that lady, or is it the Placer County sheriff? There's two different counties involved, and Truckey's actually in Nevada County. And she's a lady. And then in Placer County, is it Sheriff Wu? That's what I need to know. There's too many counties involved and too many sheriffs. Why would the tow truck driver lie? Well, there's a couple of things converging. Like, I don't know the tow truck driver. I think at great risk, he had the conversation with Adventures with Purpose. My gut tells me he lost his job. I think he probably has another job now. But despite that little factoid, I think he genuinely thought he was telling the truth. I think he might have just been mistaken. So I don't think that, like, he came out and was, like, intentionally belligerent or intentionally dishonest or anything like that. But, I mean, when you're a roadside assistance guy and you're helping 1,000 cars, that's an exaggeration for all the people who are like, just said 1,000. Helping a lot of cars, I don't know if you're going to remember, right? So my guess would be, like, he actually thought maybe it was Kiely and all of that, but it turned out not to be. And I think he was, like, intending to be honest and had good intentions. And I don't know if I'm 50-50 on it. I'm just saying, on that perspective, if he did lie, it was a mistake. It wasn't like an intentional lie. Because whenever I talked to Doug about it, and I talked to him on this show and on another show where I interviewed him twice, interviewed him once on this show and once on another show, and I asked him some of the same questions, but he basically said that whenever he was watching, Nick is his name, that he was like, oh, he had all the signs of someone being honest. It wasn't like he had proof. They weren't showing proof. They were like, holding up a picture of what happened. They were just basically basing whether or not the guy was valid on all of the nonverbal communication signs. Thank you for your super chat. Hey, Deb. You said roadside assistance guy wasn't alone. His girl was with him. Maybe he got in trouble over that, because I would assume, like, if you're working a job, you can't bring your girlfriend with you. Can you? Most people can't. Some people can. I've never seen a tow truck driver show up with their girlfriend unless she also worked for the company. But I imagine if it's actually like a legit company like AAA or something, you're probably not allowed to have your girlfriend come with you. I don't know that. I thought that he called his girlfriend. That's the testimony I heard, that he called his girlfriend and told his girlfriend what had happened. Like, that's the story I heard. I didn't know she was there. And she was like, I'll never forget it. It was on Saturday. That's my grandfather's birthday, or something like that. So you said the lady sheriff, Sheriff Moon is her name. What is Sheriff Moon salary? She get paid $400,000 a year. $400,000 a year is a lot. Thank you, Karen, for that super chat. JA says, check out Plunder's last video. I watched all of Plunder's last video, actually. It's interesting. I like Plunder's videos. She does a good job. I got some of her tweets pulled up. I'm going to show in just a minute. Hey, Sue, thank you for that super sticker. Really appreciate it. Hope you're having a great day. Hey, Tanya. You said Adventures with Purpose said they had a confirmed ID of the male in the Honda from the tow truck driver. The way I understood what they were saying, Tanya, I think, was they were saying that law enforcement has a confirmed ID of the male in the Honda from the tow truck driver, not that they personally did. So if I'm incorrect about that, please let me know. But I think they were saying law enforcement has that figured out. Deb says when he talked to Adventures with Purpose. I see. Yeah, you're right. When he was with them, yeah, his girlfriend was there when he talked to Adventures with Purpose. You're exactly right. Hey, Amy, that's our super sticker train conductor. Can you guys give Amy a shout out? Just shout her out for being such a great mod on our channel, but also getting that trainer rolling. Thank you, Amy. Hey, Miss Lacey J. 2 phones called the van guy concerning Kiely's car, right? That was always confusing. So I listened to it again today, like I said, and I heard it a little bit differently. He said that what the tow truck driver said, whatever call that was made by the guy's phone. And that was a little bit confusing because I was like, was it made by the guy's phone? Because somehow he said also, like, when he tried to call her phone, it just went straight to voicemail. So the only thing I could figure is, like, let's say her phone's broken. They call roadside assistance from his phone. And then when she's the one talking, they say, what's your phone number? She gives her phone number because she might not have his number memorized and just came out and said his number. Like, I've done that before. Like, I've been on somebody else's phone and I didn't know the number and all that. And I just spout out my own number because I don't have everybody's phone number memorized. So that's what I understood. But he clearly says in that video that the phone call came from the guy's phone. But if he was calling, if he had to call a number and it went to voicemail, and then he asks about it when he gets there and it was a phone that was dead, that's the only thing I can figure out. And maybe they did dig into that. You said, I heard the black bodysuit found was Kiely's. Is that true? I don't know. I'm not even sure it was confirmed to be a black bodysuit. Like, we were zooming in on it, and I don't think it's been confirmed at all, unless it was confirmed by somebody with the family. And I haven't paid attention to some of the channels that sort of been the center of some drama or controversy. So I'm a little bit behind on all of that. But to my knowledge, they hadn't even confirmed it was a bodysuit. I'll get to the bottom of it for you, though. Thank you for your super chat. I really appreciate it. Hey, Patty. Thank you for hopping aboard that super sticker train. Really appreciate it. Hope you're having a great day. Mm-hmm. You said, hi, Tyler. I hope the trip is going well and very rewarding. It is. We had our first 2 ever Movement Church baptisms on this trip. Super exciting. Annie says, law enforcement let Adventures with Purpose run with the tow truck guy's story because they knew it wasn't Kiely or her car. They wouldn't let Adventures with Purpose break on YouTube her last sighting. A little payback. Could be some of those games being played, but the thing that I was thinking was like Adventures with Purpose doesn't typically play games like that, at least from my understanding of the way that Doug operates himself. So good question, good thought. Thank you for your super chat. Hey, Pamela. You said Doug pulled out his phone to show Nick something. It was edited out of the interview. Yeah, you're right. I know what you're talking about. I felt like he was pulling his phone out to show a picture of Jagger, to be honest. It's what it looked like in the timing of that. But I don't know for sure because they said they're only playing 10% of the video. So, hey, Kathy, thank you for your super chat. Oh, you too, Pamela. I forgot to say thank you. I'm sorry. Thank you for your super chat. Hey, Kathy, thank you for your super chat. You said, I want Adventures with Purpose. Come out with the rest they have. Sorry, I'm texting my cousin. I know, Kathy, that would definitely clear some things up. Like if we could hear like the entirety of it, my guess is that there's some scandalous information in the other 90% that's not been released, and they're trying to protect the integrity of the case and the investigation and all that. And so probably their strategy is to wait until that November 1st release of the toxicology report and all of that. And then I think after that, if there's not a clear, if it's like on the fence about what happened, there's not a clear indication of what happened, then I would say they'll probably end up releasing some other parts of that footage. Hey, Petunia. I like that name, Petunia. It remind me of second grade. We were reading a book. My cousin Matt was in my class with me, and we read a book about a girl named Petunia. And then we were like in math class or something, and he was making Petunia jokes, and the whole class was laughing. Isn't that weird? I'd remember that. I think the book was called like Petunia the Pig, or something like that. I'm not saying you're a pig at all. Please don't take it that way. I just think that was the book we read or something like that. And it was about poinsettia flowers. I don't know, guys. I could be totally wrong. Anyways, you said if it was not, at the very least, Kiely's vehicle, why would law enforcement not immediately discredit the account? If it was not, at the very least, Kiely's vehicle, why would law enforcement not immediately discredit the account? That's a great point too, Petunia. So there's the other side of it. Like, how come law enforcement haven't totally came out and just said, you know what, that's totally a false statement. We've already looked into it. And it just makes you feel like something shady is going on. Because on the one hand, if it was an accurate account And that definitely makes it seem like it would be, right? Because they didn't, I don't know. They didn't want people searching Prosser, and they were spending more time searching Boca and other places. So it makes you feel like it makes you feel like what's being said is right. Like they listened to the tow truck driver's story and they agreed with it. So that's on the one hand, because they kept trying to push people away from Prosser and maybe towards Boca and other places. But on the other hand, they never came out and told people Kiely was last spotted at Boca Reservoir. So then you have two conflicting things. Like, if the tow truck driver's story is completely false, law enforcement should have came out and immediately said, hey, we've tested that guy's testimony out. It was false. They've had no problem coming out and saying that Jagger had nothing to do with this. And then on the other hand, you're like thinking through the other perspective. Just a lot of questions. It's like they haven't done a great job communicating with the public about what they know and what they don't know. And they've been very selective about the things they either confirm or deny. It's like, if you're going to confirm stuff, you need to confirm stuff or confirm nothing. If you're going to say you're doing an investigation and you're just going to plead the fifth. But don't say some things, you know? So I'm with you. Petunia, not the pig. Thank you for your super chat. Hey, Deb. You said, I think Doug showed the RA guy a picture of Kiely. Oh, really? Could be. But I thought he would already know what Kiely looked like because he saw Kiely on the flyers and all that. So you could be right, but you also never know. A lot to think about in this case, guys. There certainly is a lot to think about. Appreciate you guys' support. Thank you so much, Deb. My heart physically hurts every second of every day, the source said, adding that her family is desperate to get closure. They described Kiely as a bright young girl with a great future ahead of her, saying she was outgoing, happy, always a great listener, and just such a wonderful human. In response to a request for a comment, a rep for Kiely's family wrote, the family feels that they have already shared so much that they would like to keep some decisions private. Thus, they are respectfully choosing not to comment. Thank you for understanding. Again, that was a question about whether or not she was cremated. It just feels like she was cremated, and there certainly is no doubts about that. Hey, Doreen, you said, hope this works. Guys, if some of you have been telling me last week you were trying to send super chats and you were getting error messages. If you got error messages when you try to send a super chat, please screenshot that and email it to me, because I contacted YouTube about it and they said they can't do anything to help me unless I have some screenshots of these error messages. And so, Dorian, I'm glad that you sent that and it was able to go through. And so I think it means that you're not getting an error message. Mm-hmm. Hi there, Unique Diamond, Butterfly Willow. Hope you're having a great day. Nevada County Sheriff's Office and Nevada County Coroner have also been reached for comment. I'm going to just Google that real fast. Nevada County Coroner and see who pops up. Isn't that weird if it is the same person? I'm going to type in who is Nevada County Coroner. Are they normally sheriff, coroner, public administrators in these cities? Sheriff Moon. Sheriff Coroner Public Administrator. Let me just check out Fresno County. Like it's a county where Jolissa's at. Just type in, who is Fresno County Coroner? Fresno County Sheriff / Coroner's Office. The sheriff of Fresno County has the responsibility of also being the coroner. I think it's just the way it works, guys. The sheriff is just coroners in a lot of states. In Fresno County, it's the same way. So I just read it on their website. Karen, the service that I'm doing in Kentucky, it's actually more like a kids event. They're inviting all the families to it, but it's a follow-up from a kids camp that I did this past summer. Yeah, so I don't think it's weird, guys. It just is the way it is. The teen's loved one had a celebration of life on September 10th. The media were asked to keep a distance. Prayer flags were hung throughout. When they say prayer flags, I'm not quite sure they mean the type of prayer that we do on this channel. Were hung throughout the Truckee Regional Park on Saturday for the ceremony. And Kiely's mother, Lindsay, Rodni, Neiman, Marcus, not Marcus, that was a joke, spoke to local news outlets. We are so grateful to have the opportunity to join together with our friends, family, and community in Kiely's name. Though we gather together, grief and healing is such a personal and individual thing. Today, we will honor Kiely in honoring each other and holding each other up as we grieve in our own way. We will laugh, dance, share songs and poetry, maybe even cry in the corner at the podium. It's okay. We'll remember and create new memories as we all learn how to move forward in the world where we miss her. We're so blessed to be able to miss her together and walk together into tomorrow. The way that she has brought everyone together, even at death, is a legacy I'll cherish forever. I'm hearing stories about people wanting to be nicer to each other in her memory. People should want to be nice because it's good to be nice. Right? Hey, Canine Rescue. I think law enforcement just plain doesn't want to engage with the public. And by not releasing any information at all, are hoping YouTubers will give up and go away. Could be, but it's making it worse in this situation. So you said, I agree that they don't want to engage with the public because they know that it had gotten to this place where like so many people are scrutinized every single word that's said. And I think they are tired of YouTubers. I'm in favor. How many people are in favor of YouTubers covering this? If you're watching this, it pretty much means you are, right? Kiely's legacy. Kiely's dear friend recently told her mom that before all this happened, she thought the word community had no real meaning, that it didn't really exist. But after Kiely went missing, the way our community showed up in full force showed her that, in fact, is so real, so powerful. That kind of impact on our team gives me hope. The demonstration of strength and togetherness and the way that they have an army of supporters standing behind them will carry them as far as they enter to adulthood. She added that she wanted to thank those who have supported the family for their kindness, generosity, and compassion during the tragic time of losing Kiely. Lindsay went on to slam web sleuths who continue to speculate and continue to accuse Jagger, who was cleared early in their investigation. The 18-year-old receiving death threats which is absolutely ridiculous and downright stupid if grown adults want to go attack a teenager. And then every time I call him a teenager, like, he's a grown adult. He's 18 years old. And in my book, I consider him to be exactly what he is, a teenager. Maybe he's not legally a minor, but I'll tell you one thing, and it's about as true as it can possibly be. He is a teenager. And in every single sense of the way that I believe, you shouldn't be going and giving a teenager a death threat when you're a grown adult. Hey, Hotspot, I just saw that you did your 12-month chat. Isn't it amazing that you've been around these parts for 12 months? That's a whole year. And just this past Saturday, we celebrated our 1-year anniversary of streaming as a channel. And we've been doing 5 or 6 days a week for an entire year now, which is a lot of hard work, believe it or not. And I just am taking it as a second to say thank you to everybody who's tuning into the channel right now. Thank you to all of those who've joined the Feller fam and became a part of what we do here. For all of those of you who've joined Movement Church, never thought that something like that would happen in the course of a year, but it really means the world to me. And I want to thank also all the people who are subscribers here, watch the videos, hit the like button. Let me just tell you, it means the world. So thank you for helping us be strong as we walked into our now 1 year and 2 days of being a channel. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Wonka Tonka says teenagers now tend to be emotionally stuck. Yeah, and it's, you know, the time of social isolation that they went through from 2020 and into most of 2021 for 18 months, in some places 24 months, have caused some anxiety in a lot of folks. It wasn't just teenagers. There's a lot of people who felt depression and anxiety during that season, and certainly it depended on culturally where you lived. But our young people have been deeply impacted by what happened there, and especially in this region. I'd heard that there were a lot of kids that had moved to Truckee area, probably even on the Nevada side, because they were living in an area where COVID rules were really strict and strong. So yeah, they got some problems, and our job as a society isn't to down them because of it, but to try to uplift, encourage, and walk them through some difficult times. We have like collective PTSD as a society, especially folks who are coming from areas where there was more isolation. Isolation leads to anxiety and depression oftentimes. If you even just look at the number of teenage suicides, COVID was certainly a factor in a massive increase in those. And it was something like a 75% or something increase. And when you talk about like anxiety and stress, it was something like 250% increase. So I don't say that to try to like start a whole stream about that kind of stuff. I just say we need to be sensitive to some of the cultural issues at play. Hey, Tim W., you said I got the delicious chocolate-covered cherry coffee. I'm glad you got it. I'm glad you like it. And yeah, it's a crowd favorite. I'm surprised by it, but it actually was my favorite. I tried over 40 or something different flavors of coffee, trying to figure out which ones I felt like we were going to use. That was my favorite. I didn't go with it because I didn't think people were going to like it as much. We tried the chocolate truffle. It was just met with like mediocre. Then we did the chocolate-covered cherry. People seem to love it. So thank you, Tim, for your super chat, and I'm glad you got it. Nevada County Sheriff's Office refused to confirm or deny whether they suspect foul play. They need to. Lindsay Neiman said, unfortunately, the social media frenzy has become such a monster that our teens are suffering, and we want to create a safe place for them to heal together without fear of something being taken out of context, which I agree with that. I mean, I totally agree with that. It's pretty much what I'm actually saying right now. Hey, Adnama Naswal, on the subject of AAA, a number would have been on the account, right? But I don't know if that guy in particular, AAA driver, had that access. Like, I don't know if it's a digital log they're using now, which I wouldn't be surprised. So that's the question that I have about all of that. Thank you for your super chat. Anyone who gains pleasure or satisfaction from commenting online, I ask you to take a moment to look inward and try to recognize your motive. Remember the three gates that all words should flow through. Is it kind? I feel like our words on this channel are very kind. Very kind. We do, especially in regards to teenagers, we've done a very good job of being kind towards teenagers, considering there's a lot of questionable things that happened involving several different parties in this case, and we've stood up for every single person and gave them the benefit of the doubt. So first off, is it kind? Yes, we've been kind. Is it true? We've only said the things that are true, especially about the teenagers. Is it helpful? I think if something bad happened to Kiely, Rodni, the things that we're doing on this channel is helpful. So when we remember the three gates that all information according to you should flow through, which those are not my three gates, those are your three gates. Yes, I think we are handling all three of those things really well. All right, she concluded, I implore you to remember that there is honor in silence and there is kindness in minding your own business. I don't understand that statement. Do you guys think there's honor in silence? I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I said one thing about the mom one time, and then everybody, like, I had so many people commenting. They're like, you're just a drama channel. You're just here to cause drama, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, am I allowed to even make a statement about the mom? I don't understand this statement. There's honor in silence. Like, if somebody could explain it to me in a way that I would understand, I can't even wrap my mind around what it means. Honor in silence? When we're talking about a potential murder, and there's possibly, you know, someone on the loose who could have done something really bad to Kiely, and we're helping get down to the bottom of it, I have a hard time saying to myself that we can do the honorable thing by being silent, because I don't understand. When I read the Bible says the things that are in darkness will be brought to light. Jesus' teachings, like, you know, do for someone else what you wish would be done for you. I just feel like if I was in this situation, I would want somebody to find someone who did something bad to me. I'd want Zav Girl covering my situation if I was in this, you know. I'd want Pastor Tyler covering my story. And I'm just saying, like, she's entitled to her own thought. Kiely also has a father. He's entitled to his thought. You know? I just don't understand it. I'm just trying to wrap my mind around it. That's all, folks. I mean it as respectfully as possible. I've read a sentence now for 2 weeks that she said, and I haven't once been able to comprehend it. And I'm a pretty smart guy. Like, I understand things well. I did good in school. I'm good at schoolwork. I'm really good at school. So, as respectfully as I can possibly say it, I don't understand what that means. And by and large, silence in most parts has been dangerous. unless you're a monk. You live in a monastery. Nobody's allowed to talk, and you just draw in the sand all day. Athena says when they want media, that's okay with them. Exactly. When they don't, they're okay with being rude and not seeking justice. That's what they don't understand. Like, that's what families who, when they have these situations, turn to YouTube and get us all riled up about these cases don't understand. It's almost like they think they can control us with an on and off switch. It's more like a dimmer switch. You flip it on all the way, super bright, too bright. You can slowly turn it down. They want to flip the switch on. Everybody on YouTube talk about it. Flip off. It's what we saw in Dylan Rounds' case. We saw them flip on the light bulb. Talk about Dylan Rounds, blah, 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 blah. They saw them flip it off. Don't talk about Dylan Rounds. We hate when people talk about Dylan Rounds on YouTube, blah, blah, blah. Nobody talks about Dylan Rounds for 2-3 weeks. They try to flip it back on. They want everybody to cover the Dylan Rounds case again. Same, not totally the same, but kind of in this instance, it's kind of like a similar thing. It's like, flip it on, talk about Kiely, blah, 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 blah. We start talking about Kiely. Hundreds of thousands of people are invested in what's going on in Kylie's life. And then all of a sudden it's like, quit talking about her. We can't. We just spent 3 weeks talking about what's going on, came up with all the possible theories of what could possibly happen. We have a pretty good idea of what we think happened. Most people think it was foul play. Therefore, we're going to hold true to our conviction of that now that we're already on these hunches, and we can't back down and we can't stop. It's just the way that it works. So, Athena, I couldn't agree with you even more. You articulated yourself well, mi amigo. Hey, Deb White. She said she wants the teens to stay silent. Yeah. Guys. Yeah. Why, though? Why? I wonder who it was that bought Kiely alcohol. Was Kylie's car an alcohol car? Where did that come from? Somebody's calling me. But it says spam risk. Think I'm going to answer a call that says spam risk? Burp. Not going to happen. Guys, I'm sitting on a bed because I'm in a hotel room and there's no desk or anything in here. And my computer's sitting on top of my suitcase. It's kind of hard. I feel really uncomfortable. It's the only option I have if I was going to do a stream today, other than just not having the camera on. Lauren says, personally, I think there's honor in finding truth. Yeah, me too. What is honorable? What are the things that would be, what is honor? I'm just going to Google what is honor and see what comes up. What is honor? Respect, great esteem. Fulfill an obligation or keep an agreement. Guys, the honorable thing to do, which is fulfilling an obligation, is probably getting down to the bottom of what happened with Kiely. So you're exactly right. Probably the best definition of what it means to be honorable is fulfilling the obligation of finding justice, Justice, justice for Kiely Rodni. Hey, Roxanne wins. Thank you for your super chat. $9.99. Good number. You said my brother was killed by a reckless driver. If weeks later there were all these channels speculating, causing / spreading misinformation and contacting my family, I'd be upset too. I understand that perspective of it. Like when you're trying to grieve and deal with the death. So I understand what you're saying. Thank you for sharing that. I'm sorry about what happened with you. It's a little bit different in this situation because it wasn't as black and white as what happened, and it's still not. Nobody even knows what happens, especially if the tow truck driver's testimonies turns out to be true. So it's almost like comparing apples and oranges. They thought she was abducted. They thought she was human trafficked. They told people in individual nations to go to the U.S. embassy or consulate to report if they happened to see Kiely Rodni. They had Border Patrol agents in Mexico searching cars to see if she was hopping through. So it's kind of a little bit of a different situation. So I am really sorry about what happened to you, but I don't know if that's the same situation. But I also agree, like, once they found her body and car and all that, it's sort of like, okay, we're grieving now. Can you please quit talking about it? And the reason why I think so many people can't quit talking about it is because we think there was a great deal of foul play in this situation. So it's unfortunate, but it is real. I'm going to type in what is honor and silence and see what pops up. What is honor and silence? What? I'm not reading that quote. I didn't like it. The only honor in silence I've ever seen is when, like, people take a moment of silence, like, to honor somebody. You know what I'm talking about? It's the only time I noticed that. But it's just a moment. And I'm not even silent in those moments. Most of the time, I'm praying. It says, stand amongst the ashes of a trillion dead souls and ask the ghost if honor matters. That doesn't even. I don't understand. I'm just not vibing with it. There's something, like, inherently that rubs me the wrong way about talking about silent honor. Hey, Stella, you said I need prayer big time. How do I contact you? I have a contact form on my website, tylerfeller.com. I have an email address, press@tylerfeller.com. Athena says a cult. I wonder. So I was looking at those prayer flags. Does anybody have any pictures of those prayer flags? And then there was a dead bird. There literally was like a dead bird on the table of Kiely Rodni's memorial service. And guys, I've officiated, if that's like the thing that you could say. A lot of funerals. I've attended a lot of funerals. I've never seen a dead bird at a table, like on a memorial table. And I saw one in Kiely Rodni celebration of life service. Kind of gave me the heebie-jeebies. Was it just a dead bird or the wings? I thought it was pheasant wings. I don't know. It kind of feels like the same thing to me. It might have just been the wings of a dead bird fully feathered, but doesn't change it. It's still the same. Athena says they are involved in the occult, Tyler. It's kind of the vibe I was getting, Athena. If I could find, let's watch the YouTube video of Kiely's, like, You know what I mean? Ceremony. Let me type it in, like Kiely Rodni celebration of life. I want the one from the actual news so we don't like get in trouble. Let me see if I can just type it in on Google. If I don't know if this is the right one or not, but let's watch it and see.
The community of Truckee came together today to celebrate the life of Kiely Rodni. The 16-year-old's death grabbed the attention of the country as law enforcement and volunteers searched for her after she disappeared from a party in early August. KCRA3's Michelle Bandura talked with Kiely's mother today, who says the community's love is providing her some comfort.
On a quiet hillside in Truckee, there's music and memories of Kiely Rodni.
I feel her everywhere.
Family and friends say they feel the teen's presence.
She's not just with me, she's with all of us. And so for her to be here with all of us, yeah, she's showing up.
Kiely's mother says she wanted and needed to share her daughter's celebration of life with the community.
I'm standing because they're holding me up.
Searchers found the 16-year-old's body inside her car submerged in Prosser Lake August 21st, 2 weeks after she was last seen at a party held nearby at the popular Prosser family campground. Kiely's mother says she is at peace, but doesn't call the celebration of life closure.
There's no finish line. There's no, ending.
So this mother keeps moving while she mourns and asks the community to pray by writing thoughtful notes on colorful prayer flags. To pray by writing thoughtful notes on colorful prayer flags. Ask the community to pray by writing thoughtful notes.
Just for the record, that's not actually how you pray. I guess you could worship Jesus if that's your intention through art. I could see that. So maybe I take back my statement a little bit, but it's not necessarily the instruction of how to pray. According from my perspective of a biblical Christian perspective, people may pray differently in other religions. I don't know. I'm just speaking. I'll say that, like, from a Christian perspective, that's not exactly how to pray. This might be different, and they might pray differently.
It's on colorful prayer flags, now strung throughout the park.
The wind comes and it just gathers the prayers and brings them up into the heavens. And it just...
So are they Tibetan? Because those prayer flags are like Tibetan looking prayer flags, and then this little guy here, are they like a part of a Tibetan religion? My guess, probably, which is Buddhism. Are they Buddhist? Hey, Petunia. You said it's not a cult. They believe in mindfulness, energy healing, Reiki grounding, that stuff, not a cult or satanic. Hey, Petunia, I got a book I really think you might like. It's by, actually, he's one of my mentors. His name is Dr. Randy Clark. He wrote a book called Energy Healing, Whose Power Is It? I'm going to put a link of it in the chat in case you're interested. It's called Healing Energy, Whose Power Is It? Let me see. I'm going to try to find it on Amazon. You might like it. It's, if you have Kindle Unlimited, the book's actually free right now, so you might be interested in getting it. He has a little bit different perspective on energy healing and Reiki and grounding and all that stuff than the way you're describing it, and so you might be interested in just checking it out. Thank you for your super chat.
Gathers the prayers and brings them up into the heavens.
As family and friends remember how Kiely lived, investigators want to know how and why she died. Now, they haven't said whether her death was an accident or was suspicious. The Nevada County Sheriff's Office is waiting on toxicology and autopsy results, which should come back in a few weeks. And the California Highway Patrol is trying to figure out how her car ended up in the lake. In Truckee, Michelle Bandur, KCRA 3 News.
Kiely.
So I didn't see the thing I was telling you guys about, which was the bird thing. But if it's wings or a bird, all I'm saying is it gave me a weird feeling. You're entitled to your own opinion if you're on here. You don't have to, the thing is, like, you don't have to believe the way that I believe to be a part of our community. I'm very strong about the way I feel about how I believe and how I view the world. I have a biblical worldview. I follow Jesus. But I'm not saying that if you watch this channel, you have to do those things. So I just wanted to be very clear about that. I wanted to read this, what Jennifer Coffindaffer wrote. Kiely Rodni case, fact and fiction. Fact. Law enforcement said when they get the autopsy, they'll release it. Fact. Adventures with Purpose said this could just be an accident. Fact. Law enforcement cleared Jagger. Fact. The mom is fed up with social media speculation. Fact. California Highway Patrol is working on the crash, whatever it is. False. FBI was in charge of extractions. False or fiction. Manner of death made public. She goes on to say, from anyone who, this is a quote from Lindsay. Anyone who gains pleasure or satisfaction from commenting online, ask you to take a moment to look inward and recognize your moments. Is it kind? Is it true? Is it helpful? So that's what Jennifer Coffindaffer tweeted today. Fact and fiction. Hey, Brandon, thank you for that super sticker. Wouldn't it be awesome if we got a super sticker train going? Really appreciate it. We're at the top of a new hour. Been streaming for an hour and 13 minutes now. And I'd love it if we could get a super sticker train going just as a way to support what we're doing. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Brandon, for hopping aboard that super sticker train. Okay. Now, Sleuthy Goosey's Twitter page, I'm not endorsing everything she says on there because I don't know about everything. I don't follow all the cases that Sleuthy Goosey follows and all that information. But there's a lot of what Sleuthy Goosey says that I find to be really interesting. So one of the things that I see was an updated timeline from Sleuthy Goosey. So I wanted to play that. These have sources. So hey, Amy, you're number one on our super sticker train. Brandon started it. You're the first to hop aboard. It'd be great if we got to 10 in the next 5. Nah, let's make it 7 minutes. There you go. You're number one. Really appreciate it. This is really, I hate that it's hard to zoom in on this too. August 4th, in case you can't see it, Kate Cuneo and Kiely are in Reno, Nevada. Here's the sources right there. August 5th, Lana Del Rey hoodie loaned to Kiely by her best friend. There's the source, CBS News. August 5th again, the morning, Lindsay Rodney Neiman sees Kiely before leaving for Hot August Nights, Fox 40. There's the timeline. I love that there's literally a link in all of this. Hey, Patty. Hey, Krista. That's three. Three aboard this train. Good to see you guys. Glad you're here. I love that she put the links. Kiely seemed normal and told her mom that she was going to see some friends into the gym. They also talk about Kiely's plans to go camping the following night, which would have been the 6th. She was having a great day and was excited about going camping. 12:30. Kiely's with her grandfather until this time, according to SF's Twitter. Hours before her disappearance, Kiely hangs out with her close friend Kate and makes creme brulee. Fox 40. At some point during this time, Kiely texted her mom to say she decided to go with her, not to go to Hot August Nights, but to go to the party instead. Her mother notes that Kiely had already been to Hot August Nights earlier that week. That's according to Yahoo News. 6:08 p.m. Kiely is on camera at a local business in Truckee. That's according to Fox 5 New York. 8 p.m. Elsa arrives at the party to help one of 3 boys who are hosting the party set it up. There's a YouTube link to that. Again, this is on Sleuthy Goosey's Twitter page. Hey there, Cindy. Thanks for hopping aboard the super sticker train. You're number 4. Thank you, Rana Jane. You're number 5. So glad to have you. Thank you guys for your support. Nine o'clock, Samantha Smith, arrives at the party with John Doe 1. This is according to independent.co.uk World News. 9:30 p.m., campers David and Jennifer, according to their Instagram post, saw a train of cars going to the party. Approximately 20 local expected people arrive at the party. Again, that's a YouTube link. 10 p.m., Kiely and Magdalene Larson, arrive at the party. They park less than 100 yards from where the teens gathered. There's several links to that. Huge group of people showed up, and my friend was leading them in, and my friend said, I don't know any of these kids, but they were all down by the road in the intersection. They had no clue where to go, so I led them to the right place. That's according to Jane Doe 2. Elsa speaks to Mag. Very brief interaction, but Mags was leaving. 10:15, night of the party. Let's see. Oh, hey there, Che Benet. I like that, Che Benet. You're number 6 on our super sticker train. Thank you. I like your sunglasses, too. (10:15), Mags leaves the party with her boyfriend, Ross, who's also known as Stephen G. That's according to newspaper report. 10:30, Kiely responds to Jagger's text where he had complained about his day, and she listened and says, oh, I am so sorry you are going through that. And he tells her, well, there's nothing you can do. And he tells her, don't do anything stupid. Again, according to Fox 40. A huge group, again at 10:30, of people show up, and my friend was leading them in. And my friend said, I don't know any of these kids, but they are all down on the road by the intersection because they had no clue where to go, so I led them to the right place. That's Jane Doe 2. It was also stated by Sammy. There's 2 accounts of that. At this point, the ground is covered in glow sticks, and for some reason, when teenagers get glow sticks, I don't know why, they just throw them at each other. It really is a strange thing that they do that. Hey there, it's me. Thank you for hopping aboard that super sticker train. You're number 7. Jane Doe 1 comes forward and says she was at the party for half an hour and notes she went to Force Charter with Kiely. 11 p.m., it's the first time Elsa sees Kiely. Sammy and Kiely go to Kylie's car to charge phones, drink more of the alcohol that was in Kylie's car. Sammy mentions a couple of other friends being in the vehicle. There's 2 sources on that. Sammy asks for a ride home from the party because she was leaving and wanted to stay longer. That's the interview she did. Mom notes that they got home around 11. It's Fox 40. 11 p.m. play fight happens between high school juniors John Doe 2 and John Doe 3, which I think we have the names of because of that one kid gave us the names. Hey, Behind the Crimes with Michelle Sutton. Good to see you. Hope you're having a great day. You're number 8 on our Super Chat train, and I'm glad that you guys are here. I'm glad you're here, Michelle. Hope you're having a great day. Play fight happens between John Doe 2 and 3. I think we know their names because that one guy told us their names. So they're not really John Doe 2 and 3 to me. This is the video in the news where we see people crowded around and one of the John Does is screaming. 11:30 p.m. This is a really in-depth timeline, and there's sources to all of this stuff, which is very important because a lot of times that we do these streams and we start talking about some of this stuff, often some of you guys have said, like, I don't know if we can trust that timeline. That timeline's not valid, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just here to tell you, there's literally a source to all of it. So if you have a problem with Sleuthy Goosey's timeline, then you have a problem with her source. Her sources, every single one of these timestamps is attached to a link with a source. And I will put the link of this timeline in the comment section after this video. Hey, Allegedly with Brittany J. Good to see you. Hope you're having a great day. Glad that you're stopping over here. You're number 9 on our Super Chat train, and we're so glad to have you. Hey, K9 Rescue, you're number 10. Hope you're having a great day, too. Yeah, I would say that, too, criminality. That's exactly what I would say. Good point. Like, her timeline, that's exactly the thought that I had. Her timeline is valid as far as, like, you know, this is a good collection of the things that were said. But, yeah, you're like, can you trust the source? So I'm right there with you on that. Hey, Baby Boop. You're 11 on our Super Chat sticker train. Let's keep reading. 11:30, Kylie texts Mom, hey, I'm going to leave in about 45 minutes, which would have been 12:15. Fox 23, Elsa. It's the last time Elsa goes into the parking lot. Isn't that weird? August 6th, midnight. When the clock strikes midnight, that is when we know that it is a new day. Hey, Athena, New Age beliefs are mixed with Jesus light to make it a new Kool-Aid called the occult. Yeah, I agree. It's like, it's this weird combination of like taking parts of Christianity that people like, but leaving out the parts about like dying to yourself or picking up your cross daily or serving others. Yeah, I agree, Athena. Thank you for saying that. Hey, and thank you for your super chat. And I agree with you. Hey, Lead with Love. Good to see you. You said love, y'all. We love you. I'm glad that you're on here. Hope you had a great weekend. And thank you for being on my 1-year anniversary stream the other day. I was happy to see you. Guys, can you believe it? We've been streaming for 1 year and 2 days. What an exciting time for us. Really appreciate you guys being on the channel tonight, too. So when the clock strikes midnight, that means it's the start of a brand new day. When midnight rolls around, it's no longer August 5th. It's now August 6th. Last time Elsa sees Sammy Smith. 12:03, the last location Mom was able to see was at the campground. 12:20, all lights taken out of the trees and the generator used for the party is taken home, which that lines up with a couple different testimonies. 12:25, last time that Sammy sees Kylie, I was leaving. I gave her a hug. I told her I loved her and goodbye, and for her to get home safe. 12:30, Sammy leaves the party. At the same time, the campers who had the Instagram posts, let me see if I can click on it. Yeah, sure enough. There it is. I've never seen that. I'm going to put it on the screen. I've never put this on the screen. First time for everything. we go. We'll go through those again. The FBI came knocking on our door Tuesday morning asking for any information we have about missing 16-year-old Kiely. The high school party she attended on Friday night was literally a half of a mile from our campsite. Pick 3. All right, let's go to pick number 3. 1. The FBI came knocking on our door trying to find Kiely. Pick 3. Literally a half of a mile from our campground. Look, they pretty much marked the spot almost where her car was found. I mean, that's a pretty eerily X marks the spot. I mean, they were like very close. Whoa, there's 1,101 people watching, and that last super chat was $11.11. That was freaky for a second to me. Hey, baby boop, all sources reported by moms, teens, no pics and audio. That's one way to think about it. That is one way to think about it. Thank you, baby boop, for your super chat. I should screenshot it. Great idea, Kate. That was like, yeah, too bad it's not 11:11 p.m. That would even be wilder. Anyways, so X marks the spot, and it happened when I said X marks the spot. Anyways, X marks the spot. They're pretty eerily close on this. We told them we only saw a train of cars going to the party at 9:30 p.m. and another large group of cars leaving the party at 12:30. Our campground is ground zero for the search and rescue efforts. Yesterday, the sheriff brought out a boat to search the reservoir we're staying at. So that would have been on August 9th. So on August 9th, there was a boat who searched the reservoir. I didn't know that either. You guys heard me. Call. How many people were on? By the way, people were stealing my content. You know how many people stole my content the other day? Guess how? I'm the one who called the Alameda, or whatever the name of the county is, sheriff's office. So many people were playing that. I commented on one of the videos, got a lot of views on it, over 10,000 views on it, I think, of me, my voice, having a conversation with a police officer. I'm like, if you're going to use my video, at least give me a shout out. If you're going to use my content, at least shout me out. Anyways, so they were searching on August. Let's see, what does it say? Search and rescue. Yesterday, 9th. August 9th. This is so scary and so real. As daily we see and hear helicopters flying all over the Truckee area, posters on every business, storefront, search parties, law enforcement everywhere. Our thoughts and well wishes go out to all of our friends and family, hoping she's found soon. If you can, please repost this flyer. Pick number 2. I don't care if people use my content, like as long as they're not, if they're using it in a positive way. Like this person wasn't like making fun of me or anything like that. They were just using it to get the word out about what happened. And I really don't care if people use my content in that way, but at least like shout out the source. The worst thing is like when people steal your content, they get way more views on it than you do. And a lot of big channels have used my content, like channels with like a few 100,000 people or even 750,000 people have used my content on other cases and stuff. And I'm fine. I really don't care if they do that. I'm totally okay with it, but at least help a brother out if you're going to use what I have to say. Prosser Recreation Sites, Tahoe National Forest, search and rescue. That's the thing that doesn't make sense to me too, guys, about this whole situation. Oh. It's Me says one site had your name as Tyler Jim Baker. I know people are stupid sometimes. Another thing that doesn't add up to me about the tow truck driver's testimony. Thank you, It's Me, for your super chat. Is that like these guys turned this campground? We're clearly seeing the pictures right here on the screen. These guys turned the campground into search and rescue headquarters. Like that night, like the night of August 6th. So like there would have been a very, 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 very small window for that vehicle to have been able to go back into the water at that party site, considering that that party site became ground zero for the search and rescue efforts. It basically would have been impossible. You guys know what I'm saying? Somebody explain that to me. The more that I'm just even processing it out loud with all of you fine folks right here makes me believe the testimony of that tow truck driver even less. How is it possible if by noon on Saturday of a Friday party that Kiely's vehicle, which was spotted at a different reservoir, ended up into the reservoir where there's a search and rescue party at that began at noon that day when the car was seen at 11? It just makes it seem like that tow truck driver's story doesn't add up at all. And if that's the case, the tow truck driver needs to apologize, but he probably won't. Do you guys think that after I said that, do you guys think the tow truck driver's story is legitimate or not? Baby Boop says it wasn't put in until days later, I believe. Yeah, that would be the only option. And then if that's the case, I'd want to know when did that campground quit becoming search and rescue, because that picture you're looking at on the screen, search and rescue headquarters, is from August 10th. And if I understand it correctly, like Kylie's dad has been camping at that site for like a while. Hang on a second. They put where the party was at, which is like in this area where my mouse is going. I don't know if you can see it. Where the party was at, that's where they did ground zero. The only way to get the car into the water in this area, a little north of where that X marks the spot, the only way that that's even possible, and I think you guys would understand what I'm saying, is if you've driven past where the search and rescue headquarters was, right? Unless search and headquarters moved. There's helicopters all over. I don't know, guys. I don't know what to think. There's helicopters flying over. It would have had to been in the middle of the night. The party was on the 5th. The tow truck driver saw them on the 6th. Jagger joined them at the sanctuary for search and rescue by noon on the 6th. So we know that they were at the sanctuary for search and rescue on the 6th by noon. By 5 p.m. that day, the police department do their first tweet about it. When she didn't show up at 8 a.m., I think it was, and I'll go back to the sleuthy goosey timeline, that's when they knew she was missing. Hey, it's me. What was the red barn about? Hiding her car? That's the only... I don't know what you're talking about, a red barn. I've never heard of a red barn, but that would make sense if that was that. I know what you're saying, Java Joe, but I know also from watching the videos and other things that they had a whole huge setup at the sanctuary where that party was at. I saw it with my own eyes on the videos and stuff. There was a huge group of people, including sheriff offices, trailers, and all kinds of stuff in that exact location where the party was at. So while there might be like half a mile down the road more people set up, there were over 200 law enforcement assigned to it. There were multiple agencies, more than 15 agencies assigned to this case, including Department of Homeland Security, FBI, local sheriff's office, and police departments. So I know what you're trying to get at, but I know as a fact what I've saw, which was huge setups, including mobile command units in the middle of the sanctuary. Are you guys having a good day? Is it okay to take a little 1-second break and say, are you doing all right? How's your soul doing? Are you feeling okay? Make sure you're feeling replenished, feeling good. Don't get too sucked in all the true crime stuff that it deteriorates your mood. I see so many people do that. They get so caught up in these cases, they forget about their own well-being. You're no good to the people around you if you're not good to yourself. If you're not full up, you can't run over your goodness onto others. So I want to take a second and remind you. And if you're not doing well, keep your head up. Keep your head up. You'll be all right. I believe in you. You're going to make it through. You're strong. You're tough. You're brave. You're courageous. I believe in you. 12:33. Back to the timeline. Guys, this is something that I was trying to say in her original timeline. Something that I had a little bit of a discrepancy with is that she said the phone was turned off and she had it like capitalized. And I pretty much just kept saying like, oh, please don't say that. We don't know if her phone was turned off. We just know that there was a ping. And then here she has the source from sports.yahoo. Why is it on sports? Yahoo Sports. This has nothing to do with sports. But it says Snapchat data shows a ping. And the reason why I've been saying that is because it is possible how ping data works for her to have a Snapchat ping at 12:33 and a phone call that doesn't ping at 12:36. We researched it. You can do a phone call without it pinging. It's something we already know. If you guys can't tell, it's now dark. It was light, and I should probably turn a light on. There we go. Is that better? I don't like the shadow on my face, though. I didn't like sitting here in the dark either. What's better, light or no light? Stella says, Tyler, I can't figure out how to email you. My email is press@tylerfeller.com. One of our mods will put it in the chat, but you can also go to tylerfeller.com and just fill out the contact form. That's a great point. She said, I can't let go of the fact that at 12:03 her phone stopped sharing location with her mom. Why would that be? You know what happens though on Life 360? If your phone gets below 20%, I think it stops sharing the location. I don't have my phone because it's on the charger across the room and I'm like stuck on the way that I'm sitting that I can't just go pick it up real fast. But yeah, like I'm pretty sure if your phone gets below 20%, because like my whole entire family is on Life 360 together, And I get notifications all the time. It's like, remind them to charge their phone. And then it like will literally stop sharing location. So that's the only thing I can think of there. Hey, Tanya, you said, thank you for your super chat. You said, I think the kids were close in the search to monitor the dive team and place her vehicle in after. And then AWP showed up. Thank God. Yeah. I agree. Thank you, January. You said some days we all need an extra prayer for grace. Today is my day. Best wishes for all. So, Father, we just bless January with an extra dose of your grace. May it come upon her. In Jesus' name, amen. Tyler, quit yawning. You're making me sleepy. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to. 12:36. Sammy receives a call from Kiely asking Sammy if she needs a ride home. Sammy reports that she is in someone else's car at this time, pretty much on 89 with my ride on her way home. Sammy states when she called, she was not in the car. I could hear the party and people, many people talking in the background. Next thing we know, 8 a.m. rolls. So that what I'm trying to say is that phone call is entirely possible. And then the thing about the data, after I thought about it, her location probably quit sharing because her phone was low on percentage. So it all checks out to me. It all seems to add up to me. Java Joe, I am not trying to base my evidence on what that one Instagram post said. Those people were just staying at the campground. We can't base what's true based off of them. It's not my mistake. I'm telling you exactly what we saw on those videos. Like I saw them having a mobile command center at the sanctuary. So it doesn't matter. Like there were people posted up there. Her dad was camping in the same area. Like people were watching that area. 8 a.m. Lindsay Rodni Neiman wakes up and realizes that Kiely's not home and her car is not in the driveway. She calls and texts Kiely with no reply. Lindsay immediately texted Kiely's best friend to check if she'd gone to stay there. Her friend confirmed that she hadn't and drove right away back to the campground to look for her. 9 a.m., Kiely is supposed to meet friends at Starbucks to go camping. Mags is the only friend that's named in the article. Again, there's an article there. August 8th. Black article of clothing found by Jessica in the road between Prosser and Boca. Now, if that happens to be her piece of article of clothing, then that's pretty significant. That ends up being a really significant thing. Sammy sends a text to Kiely. Come on, girl. Please just answer. A spokesperson for the sheriff's office tells the Independent that the department could not confirm whether Sammy was the last person to speak to Kiely, but said that shortly after midnight, her phone was turned off. Listed detective as of now is Detective Stephanie Frickberg. What a weird name, right? Frickberg. That's pretty close to a name that I would not say on this channel. Frickberg, very close to a name I would not say on this channel. Not that anybody has that name. According to Twitter, hey, Frank, hope you're having a great day, man. Thank you for your super chat. We've had 3 $10 and one $9.26 all up in that category. You're like tied for the top super chat of the day, Frank. Thank you for that. You said, according to Twitter, lower power causes the GPS to not update. In other words, the location is stuck in the last location. Does not completely stop sharing location on low power. Do you know, Frank, about Life 360 app? Because it's possible that it might say stuck, but then it will also say like last update was 12:03. Right? So that's why she's saying that. So like when it says stuck, location is stuck in the last location, but it will also say the last time that it updated. That's sort of how I would process that. It's a good point of view. Thank you, Frank. Really appreciate your super chat. Thanks for your support, too. You're always very supportive of this channel, so thank you. Sammy Smith tells The Independent that Kiely was not planning to drive back home. On August 9th, there's a press conference. Very first press conference. Sammy gives a first speech. We have that full speech if you wanted to watch it. I don't really. We played it the other day. August 10th, there's a press conference. Jagger and Kate do an interview. I can't play that interview because every time I do, they stinking claim my... every time I do, they claim it. The Tribune or whatever claims... Why do you guys think yawning is contagious? And why am I yawning so bad? Don't you guys want me to have energy and not be so tired? But the truth is I'm very tired because I've been staying at a church camp for the past few days where we had this beach retreat. I've been sleeping on a bunk. I've been in a room with other people. And I've slept maybe 4 to 5 hours per night for like the past several days. So when I yawn, it's a real yawn of sleep deprivation. And I'm not trying to get that to rub off on you, but I do know it's contagious. Hey, Frank, you said that's specifically from the Twitter Life 360 support. Not sure if it indicates timestamp, but what we've heard makes it sound like it's shopped completely. Yeah, you're right. I do think it gives, because I'm trying to think like my family's thing, it'll say like the last time that it was updated. So I like the way you think, Frank, and I'm glad that you checked out their page. I should look at the Life 360 Twitter page too, because there's probably a lot of good information on there. And you tied yourself. You tied yourself for top super chat of the day. There you go. That's pretty good. No, I take that back. Lead with Love sent 1111. I can't believe I forgot that. Lead with Love is the #1 super chat. She sent 1111. I'm so sorry, guys. I was not even thinking right. I'm sorry, Lead with Love. Amy, thank you for that super sticker. We're rounding out to the 2-hour mark. Our super sticker train conductor almost doing the last call. She knows we're not going to be on much longer. Wants some people to come alongside and support the channel. Thank you, Amy. Takes all of us. You're a big part of it. Thank you for sounding that alarm for us. Really appreciate it. Stella says, Tyler, call me and email me. I'll explain my words. I don't usually call people, just to be honest. Not my thing. Very few people do I call, so don't expect a call from me. However, if I get an email from you, I will do my best to email you back. And I'm not sure if I got an email from you. So did you send me one? I haven't got an email from you. So I'm on the lookout, Stella. I'm on the lookout for an email from you. Yeah, Gene, I definitely need some sleep. And I don't think I'm going to be able to stream tomorrow unless I can stream while somebody else is driving down the road and I have a hotspot going, which would make for a fun stream, but there might there might not be signal, very good signal. So it'd be kind of fun though. All right. August 10th. But she needed to put on this August 9th that they did a boat search. Like, if I could add, if she's watching, Sleuthy Goosey, if you're watching, based on that One Life Mix It Up Instagram post, they did a boat search on August 9th in Prosser. August 10th, Jagger Westfall and Kate do an interview. We can't play it. Placer County Sheriff's Office are asked about the black article of clothing. See what's said there. Nobody knows whose clothing it was. It might be Kiely's, might not be. Let's see what Placer County said. Placer County said, there was no black tank top found. We're not sure what you're referring to. There's a lot of misinformation. Really? Hey, Behind the Crimes with Michelle Sutton. You said, Tyler, I would love to do a live with you soon on my channel. I would love to. This week, my week's a little crazy. Try to get in touch with me on Wednesday because I'm like we've been hosting a retreat. And I'm still in Florida. There's a hurricane coming. We got to get back home. I'm gonna take a full day to recover probably. So like Wednesday afternoon would probably be a good time. The next week, I'm back in the hospital, like doing some stuff for a few weeks. So I'm not gonna be feeling well. So yeah, just get in touch with me Wednesday afternoon. We'll try to schedule something, but I'd love to come on your channel. Thank you for your super chat. There's a community meeting at 5:30 p.m. I've watched that community meeting. August 11th, Kiely is added to the FBI missing person list, which is interesting to me because on that FBI, if you guys have watched it, that FBI missing persons report actually says weird things like go talk to the embassy and consulate, which made it seem like they thought she was abducted, which that little piece of information almost verifies what the tow truck driver's testimony says. You guys see how it's so topsy-turvy, up and down, left and right, this or that. It's hard to make sense. They do a press conference. Reports spread on social media of a 911 scanner report. That's largely my fault because we happened to be live when that happened, and I think maybe I was the one who broke the news on that. It was hard to know if that was true or not. The fake recording said a girl was in a car matching the description of Kiely at Arrow Creek gated community in Reno. A 1037 subject acting erratically, possibly related to a missing person out of Placer. The scanner report said the Placer County Public Information Officer called this a prank. Whoever did that should be arrested. If you're making up fake calls, and it involves impersonating police dispatchers, that is a severe crime, in my opinion. Especially when there's hundreds of thousands of people that watched it on the internet. That makes it doubly S and severe. Hey, baby boop. $10 coming in hot. You said Google says that yawning is indeed contagious. FYI. Why? I got my left pinky's broken. For your information. No, one of my pinkies broken. What happened was when I was in high school, I was playing basketball, and the kid from the other team, my finger got stuck in his jersey, and he took off running, and it broke it. They got a little funky shape to it. Didn't heal correctly. Thank you for your super chat. And yawning is contagious. And you guys are rubbing off on me. Somebody in the chat did one of those yawning emojis. And I've been stuck yawning ever since. Super stickers are contagious too. They should be. Ain't nothing wrong with a good super sticker. I love the super stickers. I love when people pick their favorite super sticker. August 12th, press conference. It's the 4th press conference. Police locate a possible burial site. Location at the party ends up being a dog. There's a website created for tips. FindKylie.com. It's now taken down. August 13th, it's the 5th press conference. August 15th, it's the 6th press conference. During this press conference, Captain Sam Brown of the Nevada County Sheriff's Office announced the shift to a more limited but continuous search and rescue effort. He states our biggest problem is, where do we go? Where do we go? And how do we keep sustaining this? We are going to have to switch modes and kind of focus on the investigative end. We still want all eyes and ears out there. It's according to the Sacramento Bee, not the Babylon Bee. Because if it was the Babylon Bee, we couldn't believe it. But this is the Sacramento Bee, and that appears to be one that we actually can agree with. Adventures with Purpose announced that they're headed to California to search for Kiely. I didn't realize they were doing that. The Placer County Sheriff's Office received confirmation that there's a ram sticker on the back of the rear wiper blade. August 20th, Adventures with Purpose arrives in Truckee. There had been no update for 5 days. August 21st, Adventures with Purpose announced they located Kiely in her vehicle. 2:30 p.m., 8:13 p.m., Placer County Sheriff's Office announced on Facebook that they're at the scene of Prosser. August 22nd, they do the 7th and the most recent press conference. August 23rd, Nevada County Sheriff's Office announced the autopsy confirms that the body found is indeed Kiely Rodni's. September 21st, the Nevada County Sheriff's Office announced, and it's an important announcement, that they will not be providing any further information, including the dispelling of rumors, while the investigation into Kiely's death is still open. Law enforcement will not say whether the tow truck driver's claims were investigated. California Highway Patrol is investigating the crash, and the Nevada County Sheriff's Office is investigating if foul play was a factor in her death. Sheriff says no comment on the rumor swirl. Hey guys, I'm going to put a link to that spreadsheet in the chat from old Sleuthy Goosey. Does a good job over there on our Twitter page. She does a great job. Good old Sleuthy Goosey. Appreciate the work she does. Now, another thing Sleuthy Goosey wanted to share with us today, I found it fascinating. For those wondering who are responsible for performing Kiely Rodni's autopsy, please see below. Both are forensic pathologists. A pathologist is a scientist who studies the cause and effects of diseases, especially one who examines laboratory samples of body tissues for diagnostic or forensic purposes. For example, a statement could be made, a pathologist carried out a post-mortem examination. Is anybody wondering who's responsible for performing Kiely Rodni's autopsy? Hi, AZ Native. It's good to see you. We've missed you around these parts. I'm glad that you're here. Everybody say hi to AZ Native. Oh, lead with love. I didn't think about it like that. You're probably right. The caller may have been bogus, but the dispatcher was real. I see. Because that dispatcher definitely sounded real. I thought they were saying like it was a fake 911 call from the start. Anyways, who wants to get down to the bottom of who's performing Kiely Rodni's autopsy? Here is what it says. Good morning. Nevada County contracts with the Placer County Morgue and utilizes their forensic pathologist to determine causes of death for Nevada County coroner cases. Mamma mia, guys. Mamma mia. Jason says, yes, Dr. Gregory Reiber and Kelly Kobelansky. Chronic illness or murder, turns out compelling theories. Moving some finders over. Kelly Kobelansky. Female. Taxonomy, student, organized healthcare education. Ooh, it has her address on there? Sorry, I didn't mean to put that up. Right. And where does Reiber get the right to claim pathology? Taxonomy, self-report specialist. Gregory Reiber. Here's his license number. According to Kobelansky search directories, these 4 popped up. Or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, that's who is performing the autopsy. You said, thank you for saying plaster. I actually try to say the things right. Like, I spend time practicing how to pronounce things right before I do streams because I don't want to get it wrong. So, like, names and stuff. But there's been times where I've totally got it wrong. Yeah. I try to say placer. In the beginning, it was hard to like it. I would accidentally at times say Kiely instead of Kiely. I did it like twice. And then the people would be like, how dare you try to cover a case? You can't even pronounce her name right. And they'd call me all kinds of names. I'm like, it's spelled kind of a little bit funky. We don't know her. It's not like Girl Next Door. I've never had a conversation with her. Of course, I'm going to get it wrong every once in a while. So it's Kiely, not Kiely. A lot of people were saying Kiely in the beginning. I wanted to share a tweet from our good friend Plunder. By good friend, I don't actually know her. I just appreciate her content. I feel like she loves the Lord. It's an important value to me. Therefore, I really like her. I think she's like saved for real, which is the good stuff. Nevada County Sheriff's Office, please confirm whether the following 2 quotes were made by your office about Jagger Westfall. Here's the quote. Nevada County Sheriff's Office told the U.S. Sun on Tuesday, early in the investigation, our detectives made contact with Jagger. After a detailed interview, he was ruled out. Nevada County says they hope to provide an update on the case next week. Nevada County Sheriff's Office told the Sun early in our investigation, we made contact with Jagger. After a detailed interview, he was ruled out. They hope to provide an update on the case. Jagger Westfall's cleared. The quote specific to Mr. Westfall was provided by our office. We have not told them or any other outlet that an update would be provided next week. That is inaccurate information. So that's an interesting distinction to be made, guys, because I was sharing some of the stuff that was coming out from the Sun, and then people were saying to me, like, how dare you share information from the Sun? It's a tabloid. And then we have a quote from News Nation that says they said that they were going to give an update next week. You want to know what is very interesting about this whole situation? The Sun's quote was confirmed to be accurate. News Nation's quote was denied. The Sun was confirmed, the tabloid one that people got mad at me for showing. News Nation, who's supposed to be really respected and the fastest growing cable TV network in America, turned out to be false. Which do you believe? The Sun, which is tabloid, turned out to be true. News Nation, fake news. Told you guys the Sun seems to be careful in their journalistic integrity. Hey, DC, I like that fish you're holding. Where'd you get that fish at? You deep sea fishing? Man, I wish I could go deep sea fishing. Probably not right now. With a hurricane coming, and I'm in the Gulf of Mexico right now. Stella, I sent the link a while ago. It's been a while. And I don't have the link anymore because I've already got off that page. So you'll have to scroll up in the chat or wait until the replay loads and go to that section. I'm sorry. Or it's on Sleuthy Goosey's Twitter page. You can go to Sleuthy Goosey's Twitter page, and that link is on there. Baby Boop says, ruled out of what? Her death, maybe, but a cover-up. Ruled out of having any level of involvement with her vehicle ending up in the Prosser Reservoir. He wasn't at the party, had nothing to do with it, had no idea she went missing, therefore has absolutely nothing to do with it. That's the thought. Thank you for your super chat. Let's see what's said here. Good afternoon. The quote specific to Mr. Westfall was provided by our office. Here's another way to say it. The thing that the U.S. Sun reported, the one that everyone says is a tabloid and doesn't have journalistic integrity, yep, that was true. We have not told them or any other outlet, which is talking about News Nation, that an update would be provided. That is inaccurate. Fake news. Shout out to Plunder for doing the hard work. Somebody needs to have a talk. Somebody needs to have a talk with old News Nation. That's the way I think. I found the picture of the bird, guys. It's like wings. I can't put it on the screen. I cannot put it on the screen. Let me see if I can put it on the screen this way. You can do whatever you want. When you die, you can do whatever you want. My belief is you need to have Jesus in your heart. If you want to go to heaven, I believe Jesus is the only way to heaven. Those bird feather wings just didn't sit so right with me personally. Again, I have a different belief system. You're entitled to, that's the great thing, especially about the United States of America. We have people who watch from all over the place. So I don't know about your individual country you're watching from, but the great thing about the United States of America, we get freedom of religion. That one just weirds me out a little bit. And guess what, guys? I'm allowed to say that. I'm allowed to say that. This person said they needed advice. And I wanted to help them. So I thought I would read for you their story, and you can help me help them. I like helping people. It says this morning, my wife left Orlando, Florida aboard Southwest Air. She sat behind this man. Let's take a look at him. She had been attending the Grace Hopper Conference, which I believe is a Women Empowerment for Technology Conference. Let me look real fast. Grace Hopper Celebration of Women is a computing series of conferences designed to bring research and career interests of women in computers to the forefront. I'm behind that. My cousin Rose, majored in computers for her bachelor's degree, behind women in computing all week, and was resting her head on her tray table, trying to sleep a bit. All right. Here's the guy. Let me tell you what happened. I want to know what happened. By the way, it's really bad on those tray tables to rest your head on them. I've done it, but they break easily, and then people have to fix them. This man violently pushed his seat back in an attempt to hurt Sarah while her head was there. After coming to, she initially thought it was an accident, someone falling down in their own seat after returning to the bathroom or something. Thinking she might have bumped the man's chair while sleeping, Sarah went to the bathroom to check her injuries. Sitting next to her were a mother and daughter who were awake when all of this occurred. They asked for ice from the crew for Sarah and confronted the man. The man responded by making the blah blah motion with his hands and facetiously said, "F off, F off." He told the daughter to stay in her blankety lane, B word. And then he said about my wife, the effing B word got what was coming to her. While Sarah was in the bathroom, flight attendants began serving drinks. This man and his wife discussed using their seat in this way again, so Sarah would spill her drink. When Sarah returned from the bathroom, the seatmates explained their interaction with the man and told Sarah to inform the flight crew. When Sarah did, all the flight crew initially offered was to switch seats, not even to reprimand the aggressor. Only when the mother brought up to another flight attendant that this was actual physical assault, they offered to call the police. Sarah and her seatmates began to communicate via notes on a napkin. You guys should ask for security to walk. Here's one of the pages that Gabby, one of Sarah's seatmates, wrote down. Rather than having a civil discussion after Sarah bumped the man's chair while resting her head, he slammed the chair back, hitting her head, and never settled in his seat and started swearing and using racial slurs to Sarah and using racial and misogynistic slurs to Sarah and I. Sarah chose not to change seats because she felt safer with her current seatmates who witnessed the ordeal. Throughout the rest of the flight, this man kept spewing racial slurs and misogynistic venom at Sarah. He kept pushing his seat back in an attempt to hurt Sarah. As passengers started deplaning, the man, knowing the police had been called, suddenly became very chatty with others around them, complimenting potential witnesses. Police escorted Sarah to a safe area to get her story and barred the aggressor and his wife from leaving. The Phoenix police took everyone's story, the man, his wife, Sarah, the mother, the daughter sitting next to Sarah, etc. They said that because the incident occurred above the Gulf of Mexico, it was out of their jurisdiction and the FBI had to get involved. The Phoenix police took all the details and sent the information to the FBI. We don't have an FBI case number, but the Phoenix police said the FBI thinks that there's enough evidence to press charges. If there's enough evidence to press charges, they'll reach out. Sarah never even exchanged any words with this man before or after the incident. Even if she did bump his seat by accident, it didn't warrant racial slurs, misogynistic comments, or a violent repeated physical assault. Sarah's back home safe now, but even with many, many hours later, her head still hurts with sharp pain where she was hit. We're thinking of going to the doctor if it doesn't get better. We still don't know why he became so violent. However, I do know that my wife has never felt so violated, voiceless, and powerless. I'm so glad Gabby and her mother were there to help Sarah throughout this by getting ice for her injuries and offering to witness testimony. It's also ironic. Sarah just finished up a week at Grace Hopper Conference, a tech event discusses women's empowerment and eliminating violence against women. As she boards her flight, she's immediately reminded that she's back in reality. Without any other interaction, this man only had Sarah looks to go off of, and I have no idea what about her looks made him so angry. He used racial slurs, misogynistic comments, so I'm guessing it was that she was an Indian and a woman. So what do you guys think? How would you have responded in that situation? Do you think the guy is warranted in taking it to Twitter? You think they're overreacting? What did you think? Yeah, I hope she's okay too. I don't know how you can get hurt. Like, I've been on about at least 200 flights in my lifetime. I don't know how you can possibly get hurt. But hey, a mind of my own, you said I'm a little behind on my stream, but if they are Buddhist, they look at death as a rebirth or a reincarnation. Exactly. That's a great way to think about that. That's probably what they're... I don't know if they're Buddhist, but it certainly seems like they're Buddhist. Maybe that's why they mourn differently. I've seen people celebrate. Like, I'm okay with celebrating death, but it just seemed like a very strange and weird way to celebrate death, for sure. Thank you for your super chat, at Mind of My Own. All right, folks. I'm running out of daylight here. I'll just remind you, if you want to support the channel, you can support via PayPal, which is Tyler Feller, CashApp, which is $ Tyler Feller 22, Venmo, which is at Tyler-Feller. Let me take a second before you get off the stream today and just pray for you. Don't go anywhere. You've been with us for 2 hours. Let me pray for you before you get off of here. Father, I bless every single person on this stream in the name of Jesus. I pray you cover them with your grace, that you'd grow their heart to fall deeply and passionately in love with you. Lord, I pray that you encompass their dreams, even as they're going to be up against some sleep tonight. Lord, may it be peaceful. I speak against nightmares in the name of Jesus, and I cancel them out, and I speak your grace over them in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen. Hey, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I just want to say thank you for being a part of what we are doing here. Couldn't do what I do without you. Please hit the like button. I'd love for you to subscribe. Don't forget, we also have coffee at www.movement-coffee.com. It's a great way to support what we're doing, is just by picking up some of that coffee. You can also pick up my book on tylerfeller.com/store. And I have a brand new painting of a deer somebody was going to get, and they decided not to get. So if you're interested in a painting that I did, I'll show it to you guys real fast, because somebody might want it. You never know. Somebody might want it. We have merch, 20% off of everything in the merch store, by the way. We have this dove. That's going to be gone soon. It's only on there for a couple more days. But if you go over to store, this lamb painting sold, so that's not available anymore. But this deer painting is available if you are interested. It's the only painting I have available right now, this deer painting that I did. And so if you like my paintings, you can pick it up, tylerfeller.com/store. And I'll put it in the chat. All right, guys. I will see you soon. Thank you for being a part of my stream.